News 46 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 46 is also brought to you by Humana, serving the community. Please stop in at 1397 South Loop Road on the corner of Loop and Highway 160.
Tonight on News 46, the County Commission Chairman talks about a brothel license, and a search warrant results in several drug arrests. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Chairman Koenig talks about the Love Ranch code violations. It's Monday, March 19th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. The county commissioners say they aren't able to speak about possible criminal charges that they may lodge against brothel owner Dennis Hoff and his assistant for what they say is lying under oath. The Board of County Commissioner Chairman John Koenig caught up with News 46 today to explain the process that Hoff must go through to keep the privilege license on the Love Ranch located in Crystal, Nevada in good standing.
I made a motion to allow the Love Ranch to reopen. The conditions were, if you remember, the fire marshal was down here. That was my prime concern with the place, was fire safety. He came down, found 30-some-odd problems in the building, and he gave Dennis 30 days to fix those problems. That was the first part of my motion, that Dennis adhere to the 30 days. Fix all those fire violations within the 30 days. At the original meeting, I had given Dennis 90 days to, he's got to merge and resub, make 2 parcels into one, because the building's on 2 parcels and that's not allowed. And he's got the same amount of time to fix the problem with the road that runs right through the middle of a building. Those were in the works. I knew where the paperwork was. The paperwork has now gone back to his engineer, and I made that point to Dennis. He's got to get it because the 90 days are running out. Last meeting we discussed various things. One was the merger resub and the road going through the building and all of that. And I was fairly confident at that time that, you know, we could get all that done in 90 days, et cetera. I actually saw the paperwork at planning. Now apparently the paperwork's been pulled back. We need to get it back to planning before we run out of time. Just a comment so you know where we are, because I'm involved and I'm watching this stuff. And there is belief that the buildings were moved at some point in time after Dennis bought them. Though these are manufactured homes, therefore they need certificate of compliance type thing from manufactured housing. The only way to get that sort of thing done or to prove that they're livable and they're safe is to hire an engineer to crawl underneath, look at what they've done, changes, because they admit they've changed things. They painted, they put rugs down. You don't know what's underneath there. Quite a while ago, I offered to Dennis and his assistant and his lawyer to sit down and talk with them and go through the paperwork that had to be done. I believe if we had done that back then, we wouldn't have been here now.
How long has this been going on?
I think they were first noticed back in August, I believe, if I remember correctly. Privileged license is exactly what it says. It's privileged. It's a different type of license. You open yourself up to inspections at any time we want to, and there are other conditions you have to adhere to. And people don't seem to understand there is a big difference between a brothel and a privileged license and Joe Blow down the street with a store. If he works at it, he can get it done in 30 days. If he doesn't do anything, he's going to miss it, and then I don't know what the fire marshal will do to him.
Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office is seeking information regarding a reported beating that occurred on February 27th on Leslie Street here in Pahrump. Just before 4 p.m., the victim, identified as John Francis Bird, was attacked by several juveniles while riding his bike near Galley Road after leaving the Family Dollar store. The 50-year-old victim is mentally disabled and has the mental capacity of a 9-year-old. According to reports, a car with a group of teenagers pulled over to the side of the road right after the victim left the store and beat him for unknown reasons. reasons. They say about 5 or 6 teens, both male and female, threw him on the ground and started punching and kicking him. They stole all of his items that he had purchased. Bird was left bloodied and bruised. Police and paramedics were called to his home where he reported the crime. He was transported to Desert View Hospital for treatment. The man, who is protected by Ginger Stumney, the public administrator, as his legal guardian, is traumatized, and the town is calling for justice. The suspect's vehicle is described as a gold or tan late model Toyota Camry. If you have information, please call the sheriff's office, and you can remain anonymous. The number to call, 775-751-7000. Several individuals were arrested, the result of a search warrant on Pilts Road. Nye County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant at a home on Pilts Road here in Pahrump on March 10th. According to the declaration of arrest, 3 subjects were arrested. The first one being Ryan Trone for violation of probation and conspiracy to violate the Uniform Controlled Substance Act. Upon entering the residence, they encountered Ryan Trone, who admitted to heroin and methamphetamine use, according to police. They say that Trone was currently on probation, and when a urine test was administered, Trone tested positive for amphetamine, methamphetamine, and opiates. Also arrested was Robert Keel for possession of a controlled substance and conspiracy to violate the Uniform Controlled Substance Act. Police say they entered the residence and went into a room which was identified to be the room of Robert Keel. They say that there was a safe inside the bedroom and it was unlocked. Within the safe was a located plastic bag with 3.2 grams of heroin inside. Keel stated that he didn't know how the heroin got into his safe. Police say that they also located oxycodone and morphine. Keel said that he got the bottle from one of the boys. The third arrest is Daniel Castle, who was taken into custody for possession of drug paraphernalia, conspiracy to violate the Uniform Controlled Substance Act, and possession of a controlled substance. Police say they made contact with Castle, who was in a room with numerous items of drug paraphernalia, including pipes and heroin residue on what they call tin foil. Castle admitted that he was under the influence of a controlled substance, specifically heroin. Deputies also say that they found several controlled substance pills located on the floor. They say that Castle tested positive for methamphetamine, amphetamine, benzodiazepines, and opiates. News 46 will return in just a moment.